for life. So he's a hater.
Yeah.
Okay. He says there was a problem with Modern Warfare 2 being leaked a few days early. He says, are you guys cracking down on that? Obviously, you know what you guys are always vigilant about leaks of games.
Yes,
we're fairly vigilant. Yes. I'm not going to go into detail on any leak stuff.
Just yes.
Just yes. I mean, if you guys are going to punish people that hack the game after it's out.
I'm not so sure about punishment. Why do it? I mean, it's hurting the game for others.
Exactly, and not only that, but if you get and grab the game early, it's not like you can play multiplayer with anyone yet. Right. I mean, I just don't really.
I don't get it. But
it's the spoiler stuff that we take offense to.
Really.
I'm like, don't ruin the story for other people, please. Yeah. If you happen to get the game early, don't ruin the story. Don't ruin the ending.
Yeah. It's always. I think it's always unfortunate when games get leaked early.
Yeah, I don't know why it happens so much in games, but
don't be a douchebag.
Yeah. Especially, it happens a lot. I noticed with PC versions of games, which is always unfortunate because then PC gamers wonder why they get the shaft. Sorry, that was my own personal rant.
No, I mean it's ours too. I mean it doesn't. We spend 2 years on a game. You put your heart and your soul and life into it, and then somebody and you've told the team, you've told everybody, let's keep this quiet. This is great stuff, and then you get somebody who's just not thinking that way.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I think people...
Now I'm mad.
I'm just saying, sometimes I think people forget that even games that, franchises that are successful as Call of Duty, they cost millions of dollars to make. It's not like you guys are just...
Well, it's, I don't know if it's a money part. It's that, from a creative point of view, we care. I mean, we've spent a lot of time on hiding these things and coming up with a story or a gameplay mode or mechanic, whatever. We don't. We want you to open the box and play it the way
it was intended to be done.
Early on here, you'll notice the best thing you can do is go red dot hunting, because you'll see how these early waves, for a veteran player, or they're meant to be fairly easy. So you'll see Mike goes running towards as soon as he sees red dots.
He's farming experience.
Yeah, because these guys are fairly easy to get. They are using shotguns only. They don't have very good accuracy. So if you can get them in groups and start getting these rampage and kill streaks, you see his rampage challenge is decreasing now because rampage is based on speed. So you want to run into this group, kill as many of them as possible. So you're getting bonus 500. So you're getting bonus 1,000.
So kill streak, what it matters is it's how many guys you can kill without basically taking any damage.
Correct. Yeah.
And obviously that becomes much harder along the way as guys, even the standard guys, start wearing body armor. One shotgun blast isn't going to take them out.
But the challenges will change in later waves as well. It's not always just kill streak and rampage. You'll be introduced to other challenges, and the denomination that you get for them changes as well.
Are the challenges dynamic, based they change on the fly just based on what's going on?
Yeah, every wave they change.
So right now they have time. In between every round, you get time to re-equip, set up your defenses.
Or you can
personally, I love to lay down claymores.
Yeah,
I mean,
me too.
With a partner, you can lay down 20 claymores if you do it right. You can just create horrible killing fields.
Yeah. Later on, you'll actually come across enemies who'll start laying claymores as well. So
I did not realize that.
Yeah, it's in the much later waves and in the harder ones, because Spec Ops Survival is broken just like mission mode is in varying degrees of difficulty. So the pacing on each map is different. So some waves start off, much harder. Nice.
Yeah, I so far, that's the thing about Spec Ops that I really like is just that it's just it gets so crazy later on. I mean, and it really requires a certain level of team play that I think is good for people to learn if they're going to take Modern Warfare Online. Otherwise, if you just get used to lone wolfing it the whole time, you realize that there is value in fighting alongside someone that's a partner. And actually, going back to earlier multiplayer, that's actually something I liked about the new mode Kill Confirm too, is that it encourages people to actually move as a crew.
Sort of work together a lot more.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like other modes don't always make people do that as much, but Kill Confirm is such a total dynamic change.
It's not a lone wolf one.
Yeah. If you're riding alone in Kill Confirmed, you're jeopardizing your team.
Yeah,
so if you're just joining us again, Glenn's here from Sledgehammer, Robert's here from Infinity Ward, and you can ask us your questions about Modern Warfare 3. You can find us on twitter.com/IGN, where you can send in your questions with the hashtag MW3. You can also, you should also follow us on Twitter if you don't already. You can also follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/IGN, or if you become a fan of us and you like us, you can enter a chance to win this Call of Duty Limited Edition Special Console. You can also follow us on Twitter at facebook.com/playing Call of Duty, which is actually going to be our Call of Duty focused IGN. And then you can also follow us again at twitter.com/Call of Duty IGN, where we'll be sending out all kinds of Call of Duty specific news, Call of Duty specific updates, when map packs are out, when we're doing cool features about it.
They could also follow us, but I'm sure that everyone is already following Robert.
You should plug your own Twitters. Let's do it.
Yeah.
At 402.
At 402. Yeah, I have to say, the name 402, it has a certain amount of infamy with it. When I was playing against you in some multiplayer, every time I got killed by you, I was like, or if I ever got a kill on you, I was like, I can't believe I just killed Robert Bowling. So, you are rather good at the game.
I feel like killing Robert Bowling.
Don't worry, you're not alone.
So the Twitter user Peter is Frozen asks, yeah, right? I don't think these
Which
names
Peter?
Yeah, let's not go there.
He asks, is there a type of ballistic knife in Modern Warfare 3?
No, we have a throwing knife.
Yeah, which requires a lot more skill. So I want to get the challenges for the throwing knife,
right?
But I feel like I'm never going to. It is so hard to kill someone with a throwing knife.
Don't go there.
You know, it's just so hard.
Be confident.
So these helicopters, like, this is all about peekabooing.
Yeah.
Because, they'll do what's called talking guns, where one will fire and then stop and the other one will fire. So it's all about staying in cover and just popping out when you can.
And right now in these early waves, you're fighting a helicopter on its own. But eventually...
Yeah, they'll send out infantry with the helicopters. Yeah. There's actually an achievement if you take out both these helicopters without either of you taking any damage, you can get an achievement.
So multiplayer achievements are... The achievements pretty evenly split between single and multiplayer, or is there more of a...
We don't do multiplayer achievements.
Yes. Spec Ops, sorry.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they're evenly split. I don't know if they're evenly split. No, they're not evenly split. But there's a good amount of Spec Ops focused achievements.
There are.
Do you feel that Spec Ops is viable to be played by yourself?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's a very different experience. Yeah. It's challenging and it's in a different way because especially the later waves, you really want that teammate backing you up because it's very frantic when you're alone trying to cover every angle. So it's a different kind of challenge, but it's a lot of fun.
You can play the mission modes by yourself.
Oh yeah, so I guess maybe would those be particularly challenging by yourself?
Yeah, they're different, right? It's a completely different animal in some cases.
So another Twitter question from Pro Chaos.
I love Pro Chaos.
He says, do you get to keep the maps if your Elite subscription ends? Like the map packs that you would get through Elite?
It's a good beachhead technicality.
We'll find out. We'll get back to you.
But I think there's good news associated with it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to speak for them.
Well, yeah. I'm not so sure either. But who knows?
The correct answer on our part would be no, but I doubt it. We don't have the answer.
So again, if you're just joining us, we're watching Modern Warfare 3 Spec Ops mode here in the new survival mode, where two people basically go and try and survive for as long as they can against every enemy waves that are increasingly difficult.
They were doing really well in the last one, except for
until Josh messed it up.
Josh Schellinger.
Yeah, do you guys find that there's like a good place in every level that kind of feels like the place to hole up, maybe?
I think it depends on your the person that you're playing with, and I know that we have a couple of us, when I hook up with different people, we have a place that we'll go, definitely, and just kind of used to that and go there.
Yeah, I find that there's usually a couple places that are good to kind of hole up in, but usually they're kind of far away from
the armories.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it was their armories and stuff. They're placed in very specific spots for a reason, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, because sometimes you really have to go out of your way to get them, and that 20 seconds isn't always enough time to get back to the...
Yeah.
I always feel like, though, we'll try and set up a place close enough, and try and... you can always get just about close enough.
Yeah. But see, this one, like, they're defending here. Right now, they're doing a fairly good job of it, but like it's such an open area with not a lot of cover points, and they could literally come from 3 angles in this one. Yeah, your back's covered, but
guys could also come up out of the subway just to the right.
Your right, yeah.
I mean, they have Claymore covering it, so you have to think about,
And in designing these, these points would always be moved slightly. And then always kind of adjusted where they would be, where the right place to be.
Yeah,
Based
and the
on
later
a lot of iteration.
later waves, I'd like to get extreme conditioning perk from the air support armory, because that's really good for what you said. When the later waves, when 20 seconds isn't enough to go get ammo, like extreme conditioning helps you get there faster.
Another Twitter question from another fantastic Twitter name. So fantastic, in fact, he's winning a Turtle Beach headset.
Wow, just for the name.
Just for well, the question's also good. I mean, but his name is Rasta Primavera instead of Pasta Primavera.
Wow, that is
So yeah, that's good. He says.
We should have an overall at the end of this. Who's got the best name?
He asks, will players be able to prestige in Modern Warfare 3 Spec Ops?
In Spec Ops? No.
I'd be amazed to see someone reach even the highest level. I've played quite a bit of Spec Ops.
You're still not max rank?
No.
Yeah, it takes some time. No, yeah, Prestige is focused on multiplayer.
So in one of the things that I think is important to know in Spec Ops is if a teammate dies, if one teammate dies, both players lose, correct?
What? Yes.
Yeah, so
If one player dies, yeah. Now
It's all survival.
we saw it happen here with Josh Sellinger earlier. But yeah, you want to get in there and save the other guy.
Yeah, that's why it's so essential that you don't let a buddy bleed out, as Josh would do. Because if he bleeds out, it's game over for everyone. You can't just be selfish and lone wolf it like some people love to live their life, not thinking of others, just playing for themselves. Joshua Sellinger.
Josh.
Another Twitter question from Dat Masita Kid. He says, are there maps that are only for Spec Ops? The answer is no, right? It's just that they're
Well, for mission mode,
missions
they all are.
But in Spec Ops Survival, no, it's you're playing on all the multiplayer maps, the 16 multiplayer maps.
I know that you guys can't speak too much about DLC, but is Spec Ops something that people can expect to see expanded on in DLC as well, possibly?
We have the option.
Okay, the option is there.
We have the ability.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Well, it's a politician, yes or no?
I mean, obviously, and since Spec Ops Survival specifically is on all the multiplayer maps, it's a very, you're getting more bang for your buck when we do map packs. But, we have the option to update any portion of the game that we want.
Do the waves in Spec Ops, do they always come in like predetermined things? Like wave 4 will always be the helicopter wave. So, like if you played a lot, you can start to learn, anticipate, and kind of plan for it.
Per map, but the difference is they're not always going to show up in the same place. Right. It'll change based on where you are.
Yeah. Their spawns are dynamic, and the wave progression isn't the same per map. So the map, so how the waves come on Underground, the map they're playing on now, is different than how they come in Dome, and how they come on the hard version of Dome, and so on and so forth.
So we just saw them fighting a Juggernaut. In multiplayer, you get the chance to use Juggernaut armor, obviously, to do as a assault package, or as far as a strike package, actually.
There's an assault Juggernaut in the assault strike package, and there's a recon Juggernaut in the support package, which are two very different Juggernauts.
Yeah, the assault Juggernaut, he actually gets to wield a machine gun.
The assault, has an LMG, and he has built-in scavenger.
Oh, okay.
Where the recon Juggernaut is a riot shield, and he has built-in portable radar. So he has a radar flash coming out from it.
It's interesting that the riot shield's is in multiplayer too, because man, I've noticed that can really change up the dynamic of what's going on in any particular battle too. Even if you don't have Juggernaut armor, if you have a riot shield, all of a sudden something like Kill Confirmed, you can be the guy that gets out there and sits there and gets a tag, even though he's not killing anyone.
That's a pro tip, right? You want to get the riot shield for if you're the guy getting a tag.
So
that's something I learned from you.
Luke, aka Jolt, on Twitter asks, what is your favorite game type?
Favorite game type?
Yeah, if you guys had one in particular you like. I mean, for me, having played some, I think Kill Confirmed is.
Yeah, I think for me it's been Kill Confirmed.
Kill Confirmed is my new favorite. I mean, obviously, hardcore S&D will always be my bread and butter. I'm just a hardcore S&D player, and then standard non-hardcore is domination for me.
But you can hear it on the team too when we're all playing at night and. Kill Confirm comes up, everybody gets kind of excited about it.
Yeah, Kill Confirm is awesome.
So, how do you guys determine when you're doing you're joining like a team deathmatch? How does it determine which maps come up in the the rotation that people get to vote on? is that just like based on what's come previously, or is it based on maybe people voted down, you know, the map over and over again, so you maybe wouldn't include it higher in the rotation?
Right. Yeah, there is an algorithm to it.
Math.
Yeah.
There's math that
There's
goes on.
math involved in deciding what maps based on what you've already played as a group and a lot of different factors. And then obviously you have a choice of voting on, you know, what map and game mode you want to see next.
It all comes down to math.
Now we're seeing some of the more heavily armored guys coming up. Quick burst isn't enough to kill them. Maybe the MP5 is going to not cut it so much.
So these guys have AK, so it's a perfect opportunity to upgrade your weapon for free.
I mean, it seems like kind of the way to survive in this in the long run is to upgrade for free whenever possible.
Oh, yeah.
Especially because, you know, you're not going to have every weapon available unlocked, but if you pick it up from them, you can always buy ammo from it, even if you don't have it available to buy. Like later on, you'll come up with enemies that have the FAD, and the FAD's a great weapon, like down there. But you don't unlock it until level 32.
Level 32, specifically your level,
Your level.
not the wave.
Not wave.
Yeah. So like if you can get to the wave where they start using the FAD and you can pick that up, you're going to have a huge advantage as a lower ranked player.
So another Twitter question from NKBB. He asks, what are the editing features in the theater mode?
What are they?
Can we, you know, I guess he's asking like, what sort of camera angles and stuff can they do? Like, you know, what sort of things can they do if they want to make like a, you know, badass video themselves that they want everyone to see on YouTube? That sort of thing.
The editing feature and all that are very similar to what you've had in the previous games.
Right, where you can switch between players, you can follow specific players, you can zoom out in the third person.
Exactly.
You can speed up, you can slow down, you can rewind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems pretty robust. Do you know how many replays you can have saved at a time, or is it like it records like your most recent few matches at any given time?
Oh, let's see exact numbers. I think it's.
Did we change them from Black Ops?
We may have. I think from in game in your vault you can have.
I want
to say 10.
Okay.
Yeah, in game you can have 10, and then you can also put 10 online in Elite, which can be different. So for a max, but you know, you're going to want to upload the 10 you want to keep to Elite, because after 10 it starts overwriting in game to your, you know, whatever your most recent is.
Josh, can you help us out here?
Nope.
No.
Pretty competitive. I think so.
I just wanted to see if he knows.
He's not paying attention. He's not even playing well at the game. You expect him to play well and talk to us?
You gotta stick that claymore right in his back.
So obviously, you know, the waves aren't just people; they're dogs as well. And the dogs start off just being like, you know, if they can get close to you to hurt you. But you also said that eventually you see dogs that are wearing explosives.
Yeah.
Kamikaze dogs.
They're murders.
So right now, I mean, how crazy do the later waves get? Is it eventually like tons of enemies, like swarms?
They get fairly insane.
I found it at 23. It was insane. It was just.
When you get to the point that you
swarming.
have multiple Juggernauts who are trying to flank you from different flanks, and you have infantry you're trying to deal with, and the enemy have already laid claymore defensive around, and you have to keep all this in mind, because like what you do in the later waves is you're listening, because the announcer will say what's coming in typically. He'll say, all right, we got intel that there's enemies with C4 strapped to their chest, or we have dogs on the way, or we have heavily armored units. So in the later waves, because you're so frantic and constantly fighting, you're trying to listen to that and make a mental checklist of, okay, what do I need to be prepared for? Did I hear him say that enemies are laying explosives? Should I be watching my corners, as well as trying to run away from a Juggernaut?
Yes.
Spec Ops also has varying difficulties as well, right? Like you can play it on normal if you want to be a hardcore person and try it on, you know, really high damage, you can do that as well.
Yeah, you don't set your difficulty like you do single player, but the survival maps are broken up into different sections of difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously each has their own, every map has its own
Pacing.
leaderboard as well, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Getting back to what Rob was talking about a little while ago, I've also found that as I go deeper into the waves, that my strategies or my techniques will change. Meaning, I'm very aggressive in the beginning, kind of wading out into the guys, and or as partners wading out. After that, there are just too many, and they're too good, and you find that you're sometimes in quite a defensive mode.
So right now, they have 2 Juggernauts coming at them, and they're coming from 2 different
And they're
angles.
assault Juggernauts.
Yeah, so what I think they're trying to do is lead the 2 Juggernauts to get on the same path. That way he can use his 1 Predator missile to take them out.
I think that's giving Josh too much credit.
I can hear Mike Lute in the show.
Yeah, okay.
Even still, that still seems like it's really
Do it.
quite hard to do.
See, he's using Josh's
There we
bait,
go.
which is I approve of as a tactic. Here they
Right
come,
there.
here they come, here they
Nice
come.
job.
There they are, do it, fuck them up.
Wow.
Nice.
Yep.
Man, I didn't even realize that.
Good.
So that really does make the money way worth it. Predator
Yeah.
missile's expensive, but
Yeah, so you spent $3,000 to take out 2 Juggernauts, which probably meant you didn't waste all your ammo, so now you don't have to spend the $750 to redo
Clear
your
the wave.
ammo.
And
You're
yeah,
a
you
genius,
cleared the way.
Mike. You're gonna be so hot right now.
So Twitter user lol, it's you again.
Whoa.
He asks, have you guys ever considered a map creator or editor? You know, for the game. I mean, people obviously mod the PC version,
Right.
But as far as console versions go, there's never been the ability to necessarily, change and create your map on its own.
Yeah, it's not something we've ever looked at for like the console versions, just because it's just something we don't have the bandwidth for from a development time and schedule that the majority of our users would get out of, because we want to focus on gameplay features that everybody can benefit from, and that's just something that has never made the list yet.
That being said, private matches now being able to change up the recipe of what's going in,
Exactly.
which guns spawn,
Yeah.
I mean, which guns that people can use, which guns they can't.
Yeah.
That obviously goes into a degree of that.
Yeah, and then that's gameplay focused. You can't create your own maps, but you can go in and fully customize the gameplay experience, customize the rule sets of any mode you want, create your own modes. You have the flexibility to do that.
Going through some upgrades. Remember, guys, if you want, you can send in your questions to us at twitter.com/IGN with the hashtag MW3. You can also enter to win a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 Limited Edition Xbox 360 with a copy of the game if you go to facebook.com/IGN and become a fan and like us. You can also, for future Call of Duty updates and news, follow us on facebook.com/playing Call of Duty, and you can follow us on twitter.com/Call of Duty IGN. We're also still giving away more copies of the game, some Gunner Optics glasses, Turtle Beach headsets, custom PS3 controllers, or at least, Modern Warfare themed PS3 controllers. So there's a lot still to be won, and more multiplayer to see down the line. We're in Wave 17 of Spec Ops Survival Mode. A couple of the guys from Activision playing, and currently doing all right. They're doing all right. This is
Really
17 is where it starts to get
Yeah.
really difficult.
They're doing
Yeah.
decent.
They're doing decent, huh?
I'm waiting for the dead weight of Josh to pull Mike down, but they're doing all right so far.
Yeah, I find that this is when you start fighting the guys that are starting to wear quite a bit of body armor.
Yeah.
One grenade won't necessarily even take them out. It might just,
One knife doesn't take them out.
Yeah. It seems like, though, if you're using the knife in Spec Ops, it's not that great. It seems like it
Helps in the first few.
Yeah, the early waves.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems, once you're using the knife, it seems like you've gotten pretty desperate if they're getting that close.
Definitely. You do not want them up close in survival.
Can you? I have a question, just in case. I'm just curious if you know. Can you be killed by your own box? Can you be downed by it if it falls on you?
You can
in
be killed
Spec
by
Ops?
it. Yeah, a care package
care package.
does damage.
Yeah, I that is the most insulting thing ever. When I've killed a dude that called in a care package, ran up, and had it drop on my head, and still kill me.
Pretty embarrassing.
So, wow, what just happened? So did someone call in a? Was that a gunship that they called in?
That's so he's marking that purple smoke is marking where the AC-130 should fire. So see, they have an AC-130 in the air, and then he throws that down, and it will fire.
Help clean up.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
it's awesome.
It takes some skill to get that sucker there too.
Are any of the weapons that you guys have included in the game, are they any of them like not actually currently in use, but more like cutting edge, like this is what people are about to end up using? Like for instance, I noticed you have like an AA-12 in here. That's like that's a very relatively new weapon.
The XM-25.
Yeah, we talked about that a lot, which is
There's
just
some,
being used, maybe?
There's some sniper rifles that we have in multiplayer that are not yet in consumer hands that we had the weapon manufacturer bring to us.
I was gonna say, so do you guys actually get to see these guns in person, hear them fire, do all the really, the fun things in life, like
Or fire them,
Yeah. We try to.
Is the dual scope being widely used?
I think only
Because we heard that from Delta, right?
Yeah, Delta operators.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the dual scope's actually a really cool feature. If you're not aware of what that is, it's basically an ACOG scope that you can like flick off the back half of it, and then it becomes like a red dot.
Yeah.
It's a
Or no,
holographic.
holographic
To
and
an
ACOG.
magnifying.
Yeah. I mean, even something like the, the flashbang.
Nice.
We've got the 9-bang in there, and that was from Delta going. We don't use the flashbang. We use the 9-bang thing.
Nice. It's a nice
I have to say that I may write about video games for a living, but I definitely envy the stories where when you guys get to say, we went to France to do research to make sure we made these things look right, or we got to shoot these really cool guns.
Yeah.
I'm sure those are the days where the job is totally
It's a great it's a great way to make a living. I mean you're creative all the time. You're following your passion. I mean it's hard work. But I wouldn't give it up for you.
But you get to blow shit up sometimes.
So
Get to blow shit up.
Twitter user D_Thomas 32920, probably his zip code. He writes and he says, how will server selection work? He says, I heard it would change hosts after every match.
No, it doesn't change hosts. It wouldn't randomly change hosts. What the game does is it will always be looking for the best host. So if it determines that there is now a better host to improve game quality, then obviously it's going to switch to that host. In between matches, it wouldn't dynamically do that during the middle of the game, unless the original host left, of course, and then it'll try to find the best host.
Do you know on the PC version, is it also using hosts like peer-to-peer, or is it?
You have an option for both. So you can matchmake into public lobbies on the PC, or you can use the server browser to find a dedicated server that you want to join. And obviously, a dedicated server is not peer-to-peer.
Would you guys have 3 on that one?
Yeah, 3. This is I know this
Nice.
is wow, nice job. So they're now like 2 waves from the farthest I've ever been. So another Twitter question from Trevor93. He says, has the Call of Duty engine made any improvements, like new graphical effects or optimization?
Oh yeah. If you look at the game right now, if you A/B'd it with 2, which was a beautiful game, you would see that the graphical fidelity is. We have so much more detail in it. We're able to build levels that we talked about before that not only have a slightly bigger footprint this way, but now we go vertical. So we've got bigger levels. We've got more animation in there. We've upgraded the audio system. We've made better tools, and some of that's behind the scenes. But what that does is allows us to iterate quicker and quicker and quicker. And we're fitting a lot more in each and every level right now. We've got more characters in a level than we had before, more textures in a level, more polys. I mean, it's funny people talk about the engine being 10 years old, and that's sort of the very basic.
Right. I mean, a core
it.
framework might be one thing, but it can be modified into something wholly different, really.
Oh, we're constantly doing that. We're reworking the AI system.
There we go. The fad.
Well, Trevor93, to better see those enhanced graphics and everything they've changed, you are getting a pair of gaming glasses from Gunner Optics, Modern Warfare 3 branded.
Way to go, Trevor.
Yeah.
What was that, Trevor 20?
Trevor93. So
93.
I have a feeling he's quite young. It's probably the year he was born. Makes me feel like an old man, and I'm pretty young. So.
Unless he's 93.
Oh, that's true. He could be probably the oldest Call of Duty player.
Right.
Do you guys ever get any sort of information about that, like demographics they play? I'm just curious, like.
We get some demographics, but I think that's still. What we get is sort of anecdotal stuff. I mean,
sure.
people come up to me all the time and will say, this is the one game I play with my dad, or my uncle plays, and I don't know what the demographic is, but it's huge.
I know
when you get to this many people, it obviously
It's extremely wide, the demographic for Call of Duty.
Yeah, I mean, this is the one game every year that even my dad asks me, hey, son, I saw a commercial for this new Call of Duty game. You know, he knows Call of Duty names very well.
See, now he's using the FAD, the weapon I was talking about earlier, that these super heavy armored guys come in with. And the one thing you want to do once you get an enemy weapon is like try to be near the weapon armory so you can buy ammo for it, because they never have a lot.
Could this be the Josh moment?
It happens. Survived to 22.
Good job.
As high as I ever get, not bad. I think now here in a couple of minutes we're going to switch back up to some multiplayer to close out the live stream. By close out, I still mean you have an hour and a half to send in your questions to twitter.com/IGN, hashtag Modern Warfare 3.
I'm getting bed sores.
Hashtag.
We have Glenn here from Sledgehammer and Robert from